So you're looking for an axe build and now you're wondering to yourself, why has this intro been the same for 5 videos? Also, what's the best build I can use as someone new to the axe? Hi, I'm Zanny and I'm a Dauntless partner. Today I'll be looking at 2 of the best axe builds for both new and veteran players, as well as giving you some tips to keep your gameplay buttery smooth. Let's get to it. The axe is one of the most interesting weapons in Dauntless, with a very high risk, high reward style of gameplay. The majority of your damage is going to come from fully charging your attacks, and maxing out your determination stacks by using your axe special at full meter. Determination increases your damage up to a maximum of 50% at 3 stacks, not including the additional damage you can get from using overcharged cylinder, which increases the determination cap from 3 stacks to 4 stacks, and a damage bonus of 70%. The best combo to build your meter while also doing dummy thick damage is 2 vertical attacks, followed by 2 horizontal attacks. You can charge the first vertical and horizontal attack in the combo up to 3 stages, allowing for each hit to rapidly gain a ton of meter. Perfectly charging your axe will cause you to gain resolve, making you immune to being staggered and allowing for you to continue your combo after being hit. A perfect charge is when you release immediately after hitting your 3rd charge stage, and can be identified by a golden glow surrounding your character. While you're doing your combo, you can do something called axe drifting, positioning yourself and changing the direction of your combos mid-swing. It's a little difficult to pull off, but it absolutely helps adjust your path of attack if you find yourself about to miss. With this mini guide out of the way, let's dive right into the builds. The first build is meant for newer players who don't have access to endgame gear, but are dedicated to using the axe. Our weapon of choice is going to be the Drask Axe due to its strong unique effect and useful cell slots. It also comes with Etheric Attunement, a utility perk that increases your lantern charge generation and lowers the tap cooldown on your lantern. The Fiery Helm and the Fiery Breastplate can be acquired very early on in the game, and should be one of the first few armor pieces you have the option to craft. Both come with a Mobility slot and Evasive Fury, a technique perk that increases your attack speed whenever you dodge through a behemoth attack. The Gnasher Grips and Gnasher Treads are also some of the earliest pieces of armor you can craft, and are pretty useful for the early stages of the game. Both come with a power slot, though the gloves have the Rage Hunter perk and the boots have the Tough perk. Volatile Axe Core is the first mod you'll unlock for the axe after progressing your Slayer Mastery, and causes your charged attacks to deal AoE damage per charge level. At Axe Mastery level 8, you'll unlock Grim Onslaught, which is the strongest axe special in the game due to its heavy damage, lower cooldown, and style compared to Flight of Ruin. The Emberbane Lantern is a lantern you can craft early in the game after making progress through your questline, and is incredibly helpful. The Tap ability gives you 30% increased attack speed for 8 seconds, while the Hold ability creates a ball of fire that explodes after a short period of time. If you're fighting a Shock Behemoth, you can swap from the Drask Axe to the Skarn Axe, which has the same cell slots but comes with Knockout King instead of Etheric Attunement. The unique effect also causes your attacks to sometimes generate a stacking health shield, which is a great defense perk, especially for the axe. Your cells in the early game won't really matter too much since a lot of the early game can be completed without using a single one. However, the cells you should prioritize acquiring for this build are Overpower, Rage Hunter, and Etheric Attunement. Overpower increases your damage dealt to staggered behemoths, and makes your dummy thick damage even more immense. Rage Hunter increases your damage against enraged behemoths, making it always useful no matter what build you're rocking. And lastly, Etheric Attunement increases your lantern charge generation, and lowers your lantern's tap cooldown, giving you more chances to use your Emberbane Lantern in a fight. I've left a link to the full build down in the description, so feel free to play around with it and make your own personal changes. The next build I'll be going over is for once you've hit endgame, and features the strongest damage output you can achieve with the axe. Our weapon of choice will once again be the Drask Axe using Grim Onslaught and Volatile Axe Core. My choice in gear is heavily mixed, featuring pieces from a wide variety of behemoths. The Emberbane Lantern allows for me to use less attack speed cells in favor of more damage, making our fat hits even fatter. For my cells, Overpower makes its return as my top pick, as that dummy thick damage bonus is too good to pass up. Rage Hunter gives us free damage on Behemoth Enrages, and was easy to slot in this build. Rage will be our permanent damage bonus, activating once we hit half health. Due to the resolve mechanic, we can hit half life without suffering as many stumbles or staggers like other weapons would. Iceborne is our source of both damage resistance and sustain, giving us lifesteal without causing us to go over half health. It's not really necessary to use in this build, but it makes playing the build much more forgiving of mistakes. Cunning gives a chance to critically strike, causing us to do double damage. With the amount of raw damage in our build, Cunning is a high impact choice for dishing out insanely high damage hits. And lastly, Etheric Attunement gives us more access to both our Lantern Tap and Hold ability, meaning we'll have a source of on-demand attack speed much more frequently. All of these elements come to form a build that is demi-strong and absolutely destroys Heroic and Heroic Plus encounters. Like before, you can swap to the Skarn Axe if you're up against a Shock Behemoth. Though you might lose a little bit of Etheric Attunement, you'll also gain 80 power against a Shock Behemoth by using a Terra weapon, making it a worthwhile trade. And that's gonna wrap it up. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to like and subscribe for more of my content, and follow me on Twitter to keep up to date with my antics. If you need more builds, I have a couple on my channel that are some of the best in the game. You can also check out OhDough and RevvyRad for their builds and for tips on how to best use them. Otherwise, I hope you have a great day. Take care, and I'll see you soon.